In this week's Do Something with Your Marketing, I want to encourage you to test an assumption this week. In our marketing, we spend a lot of time making assumptions about what our audiences want, what our customers want, and some of those assumptions may not necessarily be valid. There may be long standing reasons why we made some choices, but have we questioned that? Have we tested that? Let me give an example. In this week's newsletter, we're going to do a four-way A/B test, so really a multivariate test. Normally, when you look at the news in every newsletter, there's a series of links for you to read of stuff that I found interesting, and most of the time, because this is an email newsletter, I figure that I would want to prioritize by the things that have already gotten a large number of clicks, simply because that's the key metric, the key performance metric of any individual newsletter is the click-through rate. So by sharing the articles like you see here of the things that have gotten the most numbers of clicks, it stands to reason you would get better performance. But do we know that for sure? Do I know that for sure? I don't. I don't necessarily know that for sure, and I have a lot of data to test with. So this is what you would normally see in the newsletter. This is obviously the ingredients for the newsletter, not the newsletter itself. These are the links from this week, scored and then sorted by the number of clicks, greatest to least. What are some of the other things we could look at? Here is the same content, but now scored by page authority instead. So we have page authority, which is the rank or the likelihood that a page is going to be seen as authoritative in SEO. It's an important measure. It's a useful measure. Let's look at another one. Here we have social media shares. Notice it still says clicks here because we're the software. I wasn't going to make a ton of changes to the back end software, but we see here things that are shared the most, like bourbon peach cobbler. Very different when you look at it than from some of the things that you see in page authority, and certainly the things that get the most number of clicks. And finally, things that I personally find topically relevant that I care about, the things that are featuring data science and AI and stuff. And we see, again, a very different set of links here. And so what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to put together 4 different newsletters. I'm going to test with 4 different sets of metrics. And we're going to just split 25% to each section of the audience and see what really matters to people, what gets the most clicks. I personally think my hypothesis is that items that have already gotten a large number of clicks should continue to get clicks in a newsletter. And we're going to prove whether that hypothesis is true or false. And I'll probably summarize this in a blog post later this week about what actually happened. But this is the same thing that I would encourage you to do in your marketing. We have long-standing assumptions about what works and what does not work. And those assumptions may be backed up by very sound logic. But if we haven't tested it, we don't know. And if we don't test it on a regular basis, the audience may change, our list may change, and we don't know what really works and what doesn't. So that's this week's Do Something with Your Marketing, is to follow the example I'm setting here and test to see what really works and what doesn't in your marketing and what assumptions you should probably question. Thanks for watching. As always, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and the newsletter, and I'll talk to you soon. If you want help with your company's data and analytics, visit braintrustinsights.com today and let us know how we can help you.